the opposite of bravery is not cowardice, it's conformity. And I think that is so powerful because, you know what, sometimes the bravest things you do is just not doing what everyone else is. Just because the school down the road is doing this and just because the parents want that doesn't mean you have to, as long as you're doing it for the right reasons. Because they said, yes, but what you're really saying is this isn't the science, it's about the resources. And you've made this decision balanced on the resources. And I kind of went, yep, that's what all decisions are made. If there was no restriction on resources for schools, blimey, just think what a wonderful time we'd have in our schools if someone said, actually, you know what, spend whatever you like. We all know we could make education better. So, of course, we all, whatever country, whatever resources we have, make a decision based on resources. That's what leadership is. Leadership is about balancing those things. The key is not how you do it. Sorry, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. And when you look at it clearly, two things that make the most effective leaders across all sectors, is the importance that they put on the values is number one, and then the amount of trust in their organisation. And how do you get trust? By doing what you said you were going to do. A school that has these fantastic values on the wall and then the head or whoever else acts in a different way, you know straight away that is not going to be a great school. It cannot be. Great schools are going to be ones where they do what is actually there on the wall. It's not just on the wall, it's in every interaction. It's the piece of paper on the floor. It's the ability that the head can go, wait, excuse me, is that, touch the values on the wall. It's when somebody becomes upset about something that you can actually, without having to talk sometimes, just go, this is there. Now what we have here is a huge crisis. You have to be able to touch your values. Actually, an exercise worth trying with your cut out a load of those that look like kind of that kind of thing, and on it write the name of someone who has an influence over your school: parents, kids, governors, Ofsted, yourself, your most senior leader, your NQT, your caretaker, your receptionist, and actually put them on a paper and actually just say, what do all these people want? Now, in the most wondrous school that has got its values right, they will all align. I doubt very much in most schools I work at, that's the goal. But for example, if your parents feel it's going in one direction, you kind of can't afford to ignore it. And that's what, when I'm working with schools, I kind of go, okay, if some of your parents do not get this, don't just go, oh, well, that's the parents. You've either got to change your direction of school or you've got to change the views of your parents or work with your parents to share the vision, to show it. And that's to me is a really good exercise. And so it's worth trying yourself. Just find out what arrows are misaligned and then ask yourself the question, so how are we going to do something about it? We all know the worst part of leadership is actually having to do something that you feel is wrong. And feeling it's wrong means it's against your values. But what I am so excited by, I've found over the last few years, I've found more and more school leaders who are going, you know what, this is right for our kids in our area, and this is what we're doing. And that's what I love. And I just hope that society starts to really value those heroes and doesn't do as they have been doing over previous times, is if it doesn't fit the exam marks, they're off. And that has to be changed if we really want to move things on. We need to applaud the genuinely brave leaders.
Transition being just primary to secondary, but it's actually between primaries. It's much wider. It's between classrooms. It's between home and school. So thinking wider on transition, transition is quite straightforward if you all agree where you're going. It's a bit the same as if we all decided we'll go on holiday together. It would be a nice extra addition to what we're doing now. The first thing we'd do was decide where we were going to go, because otherwise we'd never get there. You can't have successful transition unless you know exactly where you're going. Now, if you've got a lot of different demographics, a lot of areas, your issue is going to be, actually, it's no good if we all want to go to different places. We've got to find a common ground. And the most simple thing is the ethos and values. Now, values are not demographic ridden. The values of great communities that are incredibly poor and great communities that are very rich are often very similar. Because values of what is it that you are absolutely about? What is it that drives why you get up in the morning? What is it that drives why you've got your schools?